Hello dear students. Now in this video we are going to learn what is the output of an example function. In the previous videos, after learning some fundamentals of storage class and local parameters, let us see an example function. Now in this video we are going to learn what is the output of this given program so that we can learn the fundamentals of functions in detail. Check that we are just ask a simple question: what is the output of this program? Now in this program, as you all see, we have a function called f1. Name of the function is f1, and this function is having two parameters, x and y, both of type integers, and the return type of this function is void. That means the function will not return any value back to the call. From wherever it is called, this function will not return any value. And there is one variable declaration inside the function. You see, inside this scope, there is a variable declared. So this is auto variable. Okay, by the way, if you are asked, whenever you are asked what is the output of the given program, you should not bother about the function. You should first check main, because you know execution of the program always begins with main. So without bothering what the function does, let's read main. In main, we have two variables a and b having value 1 and 2 each. Observe that a and b are declared inside the scope of main. Observe. So these are auto variables, and better stick to the rules. A and B are variables that can be used only within the scope. They cannot be used outside the scope. We say A and B are the two variables which are visible only inside main. These variables are not even visible to the other functions. Remember this. So I will open up main over here and I will show two columns, one for A and one for B, and A is 1 and B is 2. Okay. Now the next line, as I am underlining over here, the next line has to print A and B. So obviously the first output which I am writing in the corner will be the value of A and value of B. That's very easy. Now the next line which I am underlining is called to the function. Now how do you read this? Be careful. You read this by saying we are calling f1 function by passing value of A and value of B. Check this, never ever say we are passing A and B. We don't pass actually the variables, but we pass value of the variables. So this call indirectly becomes f1 1 comma 2, obviously because A is 1 and B is 2. So this value 1 will go in the first parameter x of the function, and 2 will go in the second parameter y of the function. So now the function f1 will begin. So I will open up f1 over here and I will show it has two parameters x and y, and x is literally 1 because x has received the value of a, and y is literally 2 because it has received the value of b. Now when you read the function, inside the function there is a variable z which is local to this particular scope. So I will show under f1 there is a variable called z, but notice z does not have any meaningful value yet. We have not assigned any value. Now check the line x plus plus, which will mean x should become 2. So I am updating the value of x becomes 2. And check the next line of the function y plus plus, so y becomes 3. And the next line of the function is z should become x plus y, so z will become 5. 2 plus 3. And the last line of the function is supposed to print x, y and z on the screen. So the output will be 2 3 5. Check that previously the output printed was 1 2, so the second line will be 2 3 5. And now comes the very important point. This function f1 is coming to an end. You just watch this, close brace. When the function ends, always all the resources which were made for the function are strictly deleted. So recall, x was made when the function started, y was created when the function started, z was created for the function. So when this function ends, x, y, and z are completely deleted from the memory and control returns back to main. Listen, function is not returning any value, hello, but control will return back to main. Okay. So what happens when the control returns back to main? Give me some time as usual. I'll just clean the slate as I always scribble. So first call is done. First call is done and we are back to main. And F1 is also cleaned up. Function F1 is over. Okay. And what are the values of A and B, by the way? We are back in main and listen, A and B are still 1 and 2. Please try to understand the fundamentals. Remember, value of A went in X, value of B went in Y, X changed, Y changed, but although the parameters will change their values, the original values that you passed will not change. Yeah, that's the fundamentals we saw about local parameters. So when we are back in main, check that. Next line will run, isn't it, which I am underlining. Obviously, this call is over. So next line will run, which is printing A and B. And listen, A and B is still 1 and 2. So at the bottom of the screen, I am writing the output is 1 and 2. Now check this call. Next line, which is F1 B comma A. Tell me, aren't we passing value of B? Value of B is 2 and then value of A. So clearly 2 will be copied in X, first parameter, and 1 will be copied in Y. So F1 opens again. Main is now waiting because main has called F1. F1 has parameter X, which is 2. X has actually received the value of B and Y is 1. Y has received the value of A. And you know that when the function starts, there is an extra variable Z declared. And then the next line of the function, as I am underlining, next lines are going to increase X and increase Y, and also Z will become X plus Y. And the last line of the function is printing XYZ. So X is 3, Y is 2, and Z is 5. So the next output is going to be 3, 2, 5 as written at the bottom of the screen. Okay, but now the function is again getting finished. So whatever local variables and local parameters that were described will come to deletion and we will come back to main. And you also remember main will have its variables unchanged. So when the function ends for the second time, value of A is still 1 and value of B is 2. I hope you are understanding. Isn't it so? So where are we back in main, by the way? At what point are we back in main? Check that in main, we are back at this line over here after the call, which is printing the value of A and B. Value of A and B is still 1 and 2. Please try to understand. Value of A and B has not changed. So it is still 1 and 2. Now have a look at this call F1AA. It's not very difficult to know. This is F111, correct? Because we are passing value of A and again value of A. So what happens really? Now it's highly mechanical, monotonous this has become. Check that when F1 starts, X receives 1 value of A and the second parameter Y also receives value of A. Please try to understand. Z is a variable declared. Then in the function we do X plus plus, Y plus plus and Z becomes X plus Y. And then at the end we are printing X, Y and Z. So the next output is going to be 224. Okay, 224. And then we come back to main. When we come back to main, F1 is over and all these variables and parameters are destroyed. But when we come back to main, the last line over here is printing AB, which is 1, 2. So the last output is 1 and 2. So that becomes the output. Look, in this program, the fundamental that we repeated is that when you pass a value to a parameter, any value to parameter, and when you change the value of the parameter, the original value does not change. Okay, So see you in the next video with some more examples so that we can revise storage classes and local parameters very well. Thank you very much.